Good morning, everybody. Glad you're here. If you will, like, share, comment on the post. And then we're going to dig in to what is one of the most important events in all of history, in my mind. Some may say just church history, but I believe one of the most important in all history. And that is we begin to see the first Gentile church being started. And so it's an interesting way that it came about and shows the handiwork, the purpose, the power of God Himself in establishing, again, the first Gentile church. Beginning in verse 19 of chapter 11 in the book of Acts, says, "Now those who were scattered because of the persecution that arose over Stephen traveled as far as Phoenicia and Cyprus and Antioch, speaking the word to no one except Jews. But there were some of them, men of Cyprus and Cyrene, who on coming to Antioch spoke to the Hellenists, or the Greeks, also preaching the Lord Jesus. And the hand of the Lord was with them, and a great number who believed turned to the Lord." And again, I said, this is a great event in history. And what we see is because of the death, the execution of Stephen, the church is beginning to be persecuted. Saul had started this persecution, trying to eliminate Christianity, and so as this has spread now, they take and begin to to scatter, and we see here where they scatter to these different cities. But one of the things that is important, that is, even as they scattered, we see them preaching Jesus. And so the attempted elimination of Christianity was actually resulting in the spread of Christianity, which is typically the case if you look throughout history. Almost anytime you see there be a concerted effort to eliminate Christianity, the church, typically what you see is the harder they try to eliminate the church, the greater the spread. And so we have that. But here we see specifically in the city of Antioch that there is a church going to be founded there, and is going to that from that church is going to then spread out and become even greater. A couple important things is we see that this happened not because of an apostle on a missionary journey. These were just everyday believers who were going out and preaching the gospel. They were just normal believers, and going forward, went out, they were witnessing, they were preaching, and telling people about Christ, and sharing the gospel with everyone that they came in to contact with, and spreading that word. And as they did, then the gospel begins to take hold, and the great church is born. And again, the beauty of it, of this these couple of verses, again, is the fact that it wasn't an organized missionary effort. It wasn't that somebody said, "Hey, we need to plant a church over there," or "We need to go put a church in Antioch." It was simply a response to the persecution, and the people refused to be silent. They refused to quit talking about Jesus Christ. They wouldn't allow fear and persecution, the fact that they've had to leave their homes and their friends, been easy to be discouraged and give up and quit, but instead they go out and they come to Antioch, and it says when they got there, a great number believed and turned to the Lord. And so great example and reminder for us today that the real backbone of the church isn't the pastors and the preachers. It's the people who are out every day in their families, in their workplaces, in their communities, sharing and spreading the gospel, who refuse to allow the pressures and the adversity, even maybe not persecution of the level that the church here was facing, but of ridicule, those kinds of things, to stop us from spreading the gospel. And so let me encourage you today to keep this in your mind. Keep it as an encouragement to you, as a reminder that wherever you go, that you continually to proclaim the good news of Jesus Christ. Have a great day, and we'll see you here tomorrow morning.